Ilhan Omar and her husband are in some trouble. Ilhan Omar's husband's venture capital firm was caught scrubbing key officials from their website. And coincidentally, this comes right at a time where people are starting to question where they're actually getting their wealth from. According to reports, Ilhan has gone from nearly being broke to having a net worth of $30 million in just a year. And this comes right as a massive $9 billion fraud scheme involving the Somali community in her district is discovered on her watch. Close to 90 people have already been charged, including 3 people with direct ties to Ilhan. And not only that, but Ilhan, who's of Somali descent, was seen in a resurfaced video handing out food at a restaurant that's at the center of the scandal. And to make matters worse, it was Ilhan who introduced legislation that people are saying laid the groundwork for what feds are calling the largest fraud of the pandemic. Ilhan introduced the Meals Act, which relaxed oversight of government-sponsored children's meals program during the pandemic, which critics say that allowed for people to claim that they served millions of meals without any verification, while simultaneously pocketing millions of dollars in government subsidies. Shortly after the scheme played out, Ilhan Omar's husband and political consultant Tim Minette launched Rose Capital, a venture capital management firm, in 2022. The company saw its reported value go from nearly zero in 2023 to between $5 million and $25 million in just a year. Between September and October of this year, federal prosecutors announced charges against 8 individuals, 6 of them being of Somali descent. And it was at this point that Rose Lake Capital started to scrub their website and removed 9 officers and advisors from their website, none of which have been officially charged. And to make matters worse, Ilhan Omar's husband's other businesses, including a California winery, have also previously faced fraud allegations. The winery was considered a failure in 2023. Then, all of a sudden, it was worth between $1 and $5 million in 2024. This is a 9,000% increase. In the winery case, Ilhan Omar's husband was accused of swindling investors out of $900,000. That case ended up being settled out of court. However, there are a lot of parallels between that case and the case involving meals to children. Not only with the dramatic spikes in revenue, but also despite having high net worths, both companies' addresses were linked to a WeWork, which for those of you who aren't familiar is a shared office space. And it's not just the business's revenue and net worth that has come into question, it's also Ilhan Omar's herself. When she first took office in 2019, she declared a net worth of between negative $25,000 and negative $65,000 and claimed to have no assets, but did have not only student debt, but also car debt. And now her assets are reported to be anywhere between 6 and 30 million. And this is just months after she denied being a millionaire. And to make matters worse, her campaign itself is also being linked to the Minnesota welfare scheme, including her campaign receiving $7,400 in direct donations from at least 3 now convicted fraudsters. However, Ilhan says that she returned the money after the scandal broke. But the problem is that she's also been linked to 2 other people who have been linked to this scandal as well. I'm sure we're just scratching the surface on this and there's going to be more in the months and weeks to come, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe that where there's smoke, there's fire? Or do you think that this is just all coincidental? In other news, we got to talk about Tyler Perry, who's involved in another sexual lawsuit. This is the second sexual assault lawsuit of 2025. This one is on behalf of Mario Rodriguez, who is alleging that Tyler Perry assaulted him and promised him roles in upcoming movies. Mario is a model who played a small role in Tyler Perry's Boo, a Medea Halloween. And Mario is seeking $77 million in damages. In the first lawsuit with Derek Dixon, which was only 6 months ago, he's seeking $250 million in damages. Mario's lawyer is Jonathan Delshad, who's also the same attorney for Derek Dixon in the previous lawsuit. He released a statement saying that Mr. Rodriguez is looking forward to the day in court and holding Mr. Perry accountable for his actions. We do hope a jury awards enough money to make Perry regret his actions. Unfortunately, statements like those made by Perry's attorney do nothing but enable Mr. Perry to continue to victimize people like Mr. Rodriguez. My client looks forward to a jury's determination of what happened. Tyler Perry's lawyer released a statement saying, quote, having recently failed in another matter against Mr. Perry, the very same lawyer has now made another demand from more than a decade ago, which will also be a failed money grab. In the lawsuit, Mario alleges that he was approached in an LA gym in 2015 by a trainer who said that Tyler Perry wanted to meet him. After a phone conversation, Tyler offered Mario the role of frat guy number 10 in Boo, a Madea Halloween. It goes on to allege that in several instances over the ensuing years, Tyler would invite Mario to dinner or his home to discuss future projects, only to make unwanted advances under the influence of alcohol. Lawyers for Mario wrote in a statement saying, Perry uses his power to abuse and sexually assault people who hope to secure roles in movies. Perry's type are those who have been victims of childhood traumas in the past. The lawsuit also alleges that when Mario would resist Tyler's advances, Tyler would say things like, if you would just give in to me, I would take care of you. You would never have to worry about anything again. Mario alleges that on one occasion in November 2018, Tyler Perry grabbed Mario's private parts. And Mario not only had to struggle to get free, but also alleges that Tyler Perry not only apologized, but also paid him $5,000. And then today, TMZ obtained text messages between Tyler Perry and Mario. And these text messages apparently are several years after the alleged incident. And some people are saying that if the incident really happened, why would Mario continue contact with Tyler Perry years later? Take a look. Brother, I haven't been feeling okay. Confused and a little nauseous. I got blood work. Think it's my teeth. I know it's none of your business. I don't know what to do. I know I promised you I would never ask you for anything. But if it's what I think it is, I don't think I could do it on my own because I can barely pay my bills. Scared AF. I don't want to get sepsis like my dad and pass away. I don't even want to mention it because I don't want to make it real. I feel sick most days. Never told anyone this, but my mom and everyone else is starting to notice that my broke ass don't have insurance. I'd never lie to you, but I think that's what's wrong. My dentist is supposed to take care of it in Beverly Hills, but he's in prison for fraud. I've always been healthy, but lately I've been waking up confused, dizzy, and a bunch of stuff. I just can't go to the doctor because I can't afford it. I don't want anything. I just want to be okay. Scared, brother. Just want you to know that I love you and I thank you for everything. I appreciate you to the moon. You got my Mexican ass out of a lot of bad places, and I just want to tell you thank you. I can't buy you anything, but I just want to tell you that your boy right here appreciates you more than anything. Straight from my heart, bro. Nothing I wouldn't do for you. Anyways, enjoy your time, and I hope to see you soon. And Tyler Perry responds, Happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Yep, you've been through it. I'm glad you're doing well. You don't have to give me anything or pay me a thing. I'm just glad you're good. And Mario responds, I'm still going through it, but you know me, I'm a survivor, just like you are. I'm glad you're my friend, and I love you, bro, respectfully. Some of these messages were as recent as August 31st of this year. And then Mario released this video on his IG page.
Hello, everyone. Just checking in with you guys about the news that I mentioned a couple days ago. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about sexual assault and harassment and why the people stay silent. For a long time, guys, I didn't want to say anything, and I wanted to tell you guys why I didn't want to say anything. But when it happened to me, I felt ashamed. I was scared because of the judgment and the questions that people were going to start asking, almost like if they were going to blame me for just being there. Well, I felt all of that, guys, when a very big director, a very seriously powerful person that everybody knows, invited me over to his house to talk about roles and upcoming things that he was writing. I was telling myself, like, man, like all of my dreams are coming true right now. Like my opportunities at my front door right now. So much excitement going through my body. And then, guys, it happens. You know, my boundaries were crossed. You feel like this person feels like they got power over you because of the situation and the opportunity that presented itself in front of you. And then and how fear can somewhat keep you quiet and keep you silent. Well, I stayed quiet for much too long. And I just want to say I'm really sorry, man, because if I would have spoken up sooner, I could have saved somebody that this probably happened to after me. I just want to say sorry for that, whoever that may be. It could have stopped with me if I would have said something. But I do apologize, and I'm speaking up now and getting it out there and talking about it, most importantly, than so be it. And I just want to apologize once again, guys, because I'm sorry I can't really talk about more than what I've talked about right now. But I will be giving you guys an update very soon about the whole situation that happened in detail. So stay tuned. And thank you guys for hearing me out. I appreciate it.
But what do you think? Is there possibly something to this, especially with this being the second lawsuit of the year? Or do you think that this is a $77 million money grab? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In other news, Anthony Joshua is lucky to be alive after being injured in a car crash that killed two of his close friends. The Federal Road Safety Corps of Nigeria says that the accident happened when the speeding car that Anthony Joshua was in lost control during an overtake maneuver. The Ogun State Police Commissioner told ESPN that a tire burst along the highway, which caused the driver to lose control. Anthony was riding behind the driver's seat in the Lexus. According to witnesses, the passengers in the passenger seat and behind the passenger seat died on impact. Videos and photos from the scene of the crash show Anthony Joshua in pain being pulled out of the car with a group of bystanders surrounding him. The two people that were killed in the accident were Lateef Oyodele and Sina Gami. Lateef was a personal trainer, and Gami specialized in sports rehabilitation and injury prevention. According to reports, Anthony Joshua has family in Nigeria, and there was speculation that they were on the way to see the family. According to Nigerian authorities, the highway they were traveling on is considered one of the most dangerous roads in Nigeria. The Lexus SUV that they were traveling in collided with a parked truck while they were attempting the overtake maneuver. A very unfortunate event, and my thoughts and prayers are with all that are involved. In other news, it looks like David is going to be indicted for the murder of Celeste Rivas. According to reports, David is likely to be indicted in connection to the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose dismembered body was found in the trunk of a Tesla registered to David. The Tesla SUV that her remains was found in was abandoned in the Hollywood Hills and later taken to a tow yard. And that's where her remains were found days later. At the time of the discovery, David, who's a singer, was on tour. He ended up canceling the rest of his tour after the fallout from the incident. And even though most people viewed him as a suspect, neither David or anyone else had formally been arrested or charged in 4 months. When this case first broke, there were people all over the internet that were piecing together some connections. David's most popular song is titled Romantic Homicide, and even though Celeste had been missing and considered a runaway since 2024, there were multiple incidences, including live streams where they were seen together. They had matching tattoos, and there were also leaked songs that the titles had her name in it. Now, none of this necessarily means that he's guilty. However, it does look like he's going to be indicted, and we'll see what happens at a trial. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below.